Hello everyone, my name is Peep, and welcome back to Chords Party. This is Chapter 7, the last chapter for the Book of Shadows. So let's just get right into it. Hey Mr. President, don't forget about tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Please tell me I can kick you. Absolutely not. What's happening tomorrow? Hey, no violence in the student council room. We've been over this. It's your own damn fault for forgetting. Stop, please. If I've forgotten something important, I sincerely apologize. Just tell me what it is already. Use your words, not your feet. Wow, she's so rude. Alright, let me fix that. It's this room! Spring cleaning? I mean, it's full of balls. And is this a storage shed or something? How long has it been since the sports festival? Oh yeah, that's right. You were asking to schedule a cleaning day. You completely put it out of your mind, didn't you? No, I swear I penciled it in somewhere. Your recommendations are important to me and to the student council You're a person, not a corporation. Talk like one. Fine. I forgot, okay? It's not like I don't have enough on my plate as is, though. Do you have any idea how much I'm expected to do? I'm sorry. Good enough for me. I forgive you. What's your problem anyway? Wait, what? Tough love from your trusted clerk. Sometimes you just have to admit your mistakes and move on. Though the Though the manly approach to presidency has its merits too. Just make sure you keep at it. Desertion is not an option. Don't think you can run away from your post if the going gets tough. You got that? Yeah, I got it. You just don't get it, Tomorrow. Minko is my bride, so hands off. Like hell I'm not giving her up to the likes of you. Besides, you've got that Nana girl, right? Don't you dare two-time her. You're so clueless. This only really gets good ones. You've got at least 3 girls. Everybody knows that. He is a player. Oh my goodness. Sounds like you guys are having fun. Is that a game? Oh, Yamato. You want in on this? It's a game where you use a stylus to massage and kiss girls. Those games are so funny to me. Like, they're really weird. I haven't played any personally, but I always see them in, like, anime and stuff like that. It's like, what the heck? I know they exist, but they're so funny. What the heck? And you can go out with 3 at once. Like, I think it's fine if it's a normal dating sim, but, like, I don't know. Just massaging them. What? I'm glad you're enjoying your little romp, but keep it to one girl, you lowlives. Ow. You two remember that. You remember what tomorrow is, right? What's tomorrow? Oh boy. I had no idea of any of this is going to be going on in the student council room that day. I had other things in my mind, specifically a certain boy. After school. My name is Toko Kurizaki. I've been waffling for quite some time on whether or not to say anything, but finally I decided to bite the bullet and ask his best friend. Oh. Let's see. Hey, quick question. Does Yuka have a girlfriend? Ooh. No, I'm pretty sure he's single. Why? Well, I kind of might have my sights set on him, I guess. Seriously? Well, that's great news. I'll definitely be rooting for you. But... Well, he's not a particularly sociable individual. When you get right down to it, going out with him might not be all that fun for you. But I hear that despite his obvious popularity with the ladies, he's never once so much as touched anyone. Isn't that kind of a bad sign, though? No, quite the contrary. It gives him a nice, clean image. I would have to agree. I feel like typically if you're popular and you haven't really talked to many people, like, you know, or done anything like that. It doesn't mean you're like the best person, but it just kind of means either he's not interested at all, or he just, you know, doesn't. It just seems better than like going at more than one person for once, you know. This was Kazuki, who'd known Yua, aka the boy I liked, pretty much all his life. Oh shoot, why do I do that? I always skip too fast. And so far things seem to be going really well. I mean, not only did I confirm Yua wasn't seeing anyone, but I got his best friend's blessing too. And confirmed that he really wasn't the showy, obnoxious, cool guy type. That suited me just fine. Hey! Ah! Hirosaki was understandably rather startled by the extraordinary, agated female voice that suddenly ran out from behind his head. But that's Hell Girl Mizuki for you. She was standing in the classroom doorway, arms folded across her chest, looking like some angry deity about to cast judgment down upon the world. And she had that deathly gleam in her eyes, the one that could fell the mightiest warrior before he even had the chance to draw the sword. Didn't I tell you today was spring cleaning in the student council room? And I told you I can't because I have club today. Come on, Priori. Back me up here. I wouldn't go that route. It's easier just to give in. What? Yeah, this is definitely Hellgirl's work. All the complexion was gone from Priori's face. He was a man with a demon on his back. Whip at the ready, fully prepared to bring divine punishment upon all who opposed her. He was right. It was easier just to give in. This sounds like fun. Can I join you guys? Oh, by all means, the more the merrier. Mizuki then grabbed the nape of Kirisaki's neck and began dragging him out of the door in a decidedly painful-looking manner. He was like a teary-eyed chick caught in the talons of a bird of prey, struggling in vain, like as he was being carried off to meet his grisly end. You know, I'm not even in the student council. I just love watching those boys interact with Hellgirl and Mitsuki. I couldn't wait to see more. I didn't even care if I had to clean in order to do it. I was a volunteer after all, so I was pretty much off the hook here. I could follow them at my own pace, not dragging for me. No dragging for me. As soon as we left the classroom, though, we ran into Yua. Or rather, I did, as in I literally ran into him. I wasn't watching where I was going, and I wound up slamming into him so hard I fell over. Immediately, he reached out his hand to help me up and asked if I was alright. Now, that's a white knight if I ever seen one. What a fun evening this would be. I imagine it, in dying with me, lying in bed, dreaming of Yua's perfect face inching ever closer to mine. But instead, he says something bad. Oh no, she's in the school. Are you okay, Toko? Yeah. It'll be alright. You'll feel better once you get it all out. Tooth. Uh-oh. There's something gonna be involving teeth. Was I right? I guess. I feel a little better. That's good. Are you okay to head back and rejoin the others then? Yeah. They're gone. Oh, I guess not. Okay. So anything in here? Oh, let's check in here. It's locked. The door seemed to be stuck. It has to be not open anymore, but it was just in there. Maybe the lock somehow got jammed when I left. Maybe. I don't really know. Oh, it's a body. Have to go decomposed corpse. Unfortunately, it was too far gone to determine age or gender. But there's a fully intact student ID name tag lodged between two bones, identifying these as the remains of a teenage girl. Alrighty. Let's go to the boys' room. This is a small area. Oh, crap. It hurts. It hurts. God, no. I'll bet it hurts real bad. I tied up your knee and thigh joints. That should help stop the bleeding. And we've got your leg right here, so don't worry about that. What happened? We are an old-fashioned, run-down, and properly condemned school building. None of us knew how we got here, nor even where here was. I just emerged from the girls' room with Emmy, after losing my lunch. Where you, Nawaka, I cannot say their names at all, were waiting. The whole hallway was an absolute bloodbath after what had happened. Poor Kachima walked into some kind of bloody trap, and half of his right leg was chopped off from the dean down, and it looked excruciating. How was someone supposed to have to handle a situation like this? How did this have to happen at all? It hurts. What the fuck is wrong with the school? Why would there be traps set up in here? Where the hell even are we? Feels like somebody's screwing with us. Be quiet! He has been really badly hurt. The hell's your problem? You stepping in? Stop it, please! This is what tagging along with Mitsuki and the others got me. I thought it was going to be a laugh riot at first. It was great. We all went up to the student council room where we met up with Katsuyama, Shimada, and Emmy and started cleaning and goofing around. And then when we were done, Emmy suggested we all try out this new charm she discovered on the internet. She's nuts for that kind of stuff. She took out this simple white paper doll and we were all kind of fascinated. So we did as we were instructed, and then suddenly everything went dark. There was a violent shaking, and then we were here in this old schoolhouse, no explanation. We just need to get out of here. We need to work together and get out of this horrible place. Let's just try to find an exit. What about Katsuyama? I'll carry him. Yuya. Oh wait, she likes him? Hold on. I'm really bad at remembering who is who. He was so kind. He always counts on boys in times like this. Still, there was a potential problem with this course of action. Wait, what if there are some more traps? If you're carrying someone piggyback, you won't be able to react quickly enough to avoid them. But I know we have to. What I'm thinking is we find a way out and endure the road between here and then and save, and then come back for Katsuyama. No, he's gonna have an earthquake. He's on me. I'll agree to that. Yeah. Don't worry, we won't leave you behind. We won't, will we? That's how it was. Okawa was in a state of absolute panic. He just kept muttering to himself at Katsuyama's side. The two of them had always been extremely close. It was only natural to be worried, though his concern kind of bordered on obsession. But who's going to go? We lose our legs in the blink of an eye, just walking around in here. You're the one who said we should find an exit in the first place, so you go. Shimada practically spit his answer at her. I hate people like him. Sure, he had a pretty face. It's basically all he had, though. People like him pose as models in meds journals, but they're not good for much else. He got a lot of girls, too, but I'm not one of them. I guess I could never get past his awful attitude. It's such a turn-off for me when guys act that way. As a lesbian, you're so right. Not that I don't admire speaking with confidence and force. I try to do it myself whenever I can. But oh my goodness, girl, can you shut up about this? But there's a difference between speaking forcefully and speaking in a way that belittles others. Shimada was basically just cold and uncaring. Why did she go on for so long about that? Who cares? I'll go. I'm the one who suggested separating after all. Talk. I'll go too. Yuya. Oh, so that's him. She likes that weirdo? I mean, I guess that makes sense. She doesn't know that he's a freak, but still. What a difference, like night and day. Kind, thoughtful people like him don't make flippant remarks. They just man up and get stuff done. I was crushing on him harder than ever because now, not only did I think he was both cool and hot, I also gained tons more respect for him. There's no need for everyone to go. One more person should be plenty. Any takers? Dead silence. No volunteers, huh? Everybody just looked at one another, then looked away as if they were ashamed of themselves. What do I do? You'll be lonely here all by yourself, won't you? He was frantically shifting his gaze from one person to another. I'd never seen him so on edge before. Finally, the silence was broken by a loud, shrill male voice. Definitely not whom I would have picked. Damn it, fine, I'll go. You stay here. Are you sure it's okay, Kirizaki? She said she'd go, and she's a girl, so I said I'm going. You just wait here, you good-for-nothing sack. You just get in the way anyway. Alright, I'll stay here with Rizuki. Good luck. Come on, let's go. If we don't hurry, Katsuyama could be in real danger. Toko, be careful, okay? I will. Was I scared? You bet I was scared, but in a situation like this, everybody has to work together. And as long as I had any willpower left in me, I wasn't about to give in. Plus, it didn't hurt that you was with me, so I knew everything was going to turn out just fine. You say that until he kills you. I'm gonna chop you up and get you. Let's go to the boys' room. Probably closed, as per usual. Yep. Well, that's no surprise. The boys' room is always closed. Why are we on the 3rd floor? There's something here, of course. Let's go to the lab first. Okay. Of course it's locked. Maybe the nurse. We could probably find something for him there. The word infirmary was written on the plate above the door. Somehow the room just felt like it would be deserted. I was oddly confident about that. Not sure why I felt that way, to be honest, but for good measure I shouted, "Is anybody in there?" We still hadn't found Mizuki after all. I didn't hear her call back, though, so really we had no business in the room whatsoever. Wait, was that a key sticking out of the lock? Who could have locked the door, but left the key? What would be the point? Whoa, what's up with that? The key's just sitting there. What are you doing? Hey, there could be a boogeyman in there or something. And then, what would we do? I figure we better lock him in and keep him out of our hair. And what exactly do you plan to do with that key? I'm going to hang on to it, of course. Stop tossing it around, that's dangerous. Don't worry, I always catch whatever I throw. Hell, I can go even higher. He's gonna lose it, honestly. Pain in the ass. For real, he sounds really annoying. Shinimo was a pain in the ass. I really couldn't stand the guy. God, you're persistent. Look, you're very good at throwing and catching, okay? Just stop already. The ceiling in this place sure is high, so let's see if I can touch it. Alley-oops. How'd it go? Whatever, I don't give a shit. And now the infirmary was cut off from us if we needed it. Brilliant. That guy's really stupid. He has the looks, but no brain, it seems. There's an exit, an honest to goodness exit. We can finally get out of here. I rushed over to the door, hopeful yet afraid, knowing it might not open, but praying this horrid place would just show us at least a little mercy. Gingerly, I raised my hand and pushed on it, and it swung open without even the slightest hesitation. It seemed almost too easy. It was unnaturally dark outside, though the rain was coming down so hard that peeking my head out for just a moment left my uniform completely soaked. Shimada pushed past me, throwing the door open even wider with his usual lack of regard for anyone and anything around him. My clothes went from soaked to drenched in a matter of seconds. If I were to actually walk out into it, I feel like I'd drown. What is this place? It's way too dark out here. We live in a forest, maybe? It's really coming down. If we went out there in a rainstorm like this, you'd get soaked to the bone. I wouldn't mind seeing that look on you. Anyway, we know we can get outside safely now. Let's go back and get Katayama. Come on, Yuya. Despite our having found a way out, Yuya's demeanor hadn't changed a bit. He was standing back by the hall where he could watch over us while keeping an eye out for anyone else who might happen by. The model of maturity. I feel like he's gonna do something. Knowing him, I'm just gonna find the truth out about him. At least I hope she does, because he sucks. Shimada, on the other hand, he's been a goof. You guys get back if you want, but I'm leaving. What? I'm not about to stick around in this fucked up place any longer than I have to. Screw the others. I'm out of here. You can't be serious. Hell yeah, I'm serious. Those assholes are the ones who chose to stay behind. They're just gonna die one by one. I say let them. Did you think you were quite the callous? But far from it, from me to stop you. Say, Kirizaki, you want to come with me? The tone in his voice says it all. He'd hit the ultimate low. After abandoning his friends to save his own hide, now he's basically proposing me. I really don't want to see you die. You've been real precious to me for quite some time, you know. You freaking weirdo, with an obvious, rehearsed and truly sickening pickup line. He really was the slime ball to end all slime balls. Unbelievable, what the hell's wrong with you? Get your eyes off me, you jackass. I couldn't believe he had the nerve to pull something like this. I felt like that may have been the first time I ever truly yelled at someone. I was absolutely livid. And he wasn't even done. No, he still had plenty of salt left to throw in the wound. Oh, shut the hell up, you ugly bitch. Don't go getting the wrong idea. I was just trying to be nice, give you a ticket out of this hellhole. But if you don't want it, that's your loss. Dude, you think she's cute. Don't gonna be one of those guys. He needs to die already. This guy's a lost cause, Yua. Let's just go. My head was swimming. Oh, he's gonna kill you, I feel. I was scared. I was angry. I was sad. Every negative emotion brought to the forefront, and every positive emotion pushed away. I didn't look back. I just turned away from Shimada, walked over to Yua's side, and continued past him into the hallway. Yua had been watching all of this unfold from the other side of the room, and for a moment he just stood there, staring blankly at Shimada. Huh? What the hell are you looking at? Get out of my sight, you spacey bastard. Shimada then threw a large knife from his breast pocket. Its tip struggled to glisten in the dull light of the room, but it did ultimately succeed. He began waving it around like a dumbass, probably thinking it made him look more menacing. Check it out. Just bought this baby yesterday. Not bad, huh? Bet I could put it to good use in a lot of ways. You are an amusing fellow. Oh, he's gonna go nuts. Does that asshole really have 10 girlfriends? How is that even possible? And yet I'm precious to him. Somehow, what a crook. How low of an opinion must he have of women in general to pull crap like that? There's just no excuse. I was ignorant. I was fuming. I just kept cursing and mumbling as I walked back to the 3rd floor to meet up with the others. And all the while, Yua was keeping pace with me, saying nothing at all. Always the model of maturity, always even-tempered. He really was like a rock, or maybe he found my mutterings annoying, and was just keeping quiet so I'd do the same. I didn't like that possibility one bit, so I mentally slapped myself on the cheek, forced positivity in my voice, and tried to engage him in cheery banter. Alright. You're far better than he is, Yua. You've never said or done anything to hurt a lady, right? I mean, I know you've got a ton of women falling for you, but I've never once heard a single bad rumor about you from any of them. It's kind of amazing. I looked him square in the eyes, as if asking him, isn't that right? And for a moment his eyes did meet mine, but then they went right back to the hall. Was he not used to receiving compliments from women? That seemed hard to believe. I'm not sure what you mean. What a cute, innocent response. No. No. We're not gonna do this. I must have come across as bipolar to him or something. One second I try to lighten the mood with a small talk or compliments, and then I start to feel scared of the school again, or angry at Shimada, or sad at Katayama. My mind just couldn't make up its mind what to feel. Is anyone there? Isn't anyone there? Jamming music. He's waiting for us above. For a moment I was... Our friends were very, very close. So close that it would be foolish not to tell them what was going on before chasing after Mitsuki. Come on, we need to check in with Emmy and the others, then follow that voice downstairs. Yua just nodded and began running up the stairs, and I was right behind him. Sorry it took so long, we found an exit. Come on, we have to get moving. I was out of breath, staring down at the ground and talking to what I assumed would be three very attentive friends. But then I looked up. They were all there, but there was no immediacy or urgency on anyone's face. Emi and Oka weren't even looking at me, nor at Yua, but at Katayama. They were fixated on his face, and each bore a sad, hopeless, empty expression, and they certainly weren't about to get moving. There was a general heaviness in the air. Something was very wrong. I gently reached out my hand and touched Emi's shoulder. But what's going on? Toko, Katayama's getting weaker. He's not going to make it. Why don't you talk to me? Say something, please. Emi's face was filled with tears. Azuma, too, was cradling Katayama's head and looked like he's been crying this whole time. His eyes were bright red and his nose was running. Yua, still saying nothing, just walked over to Katayama's side, bent down, and began examining his wound. Yuya, we need to hurry. The four of us silently but unanimously agreed that our best choice of action was to pick up Katayama and bring him through the exit we discovered. We had to be very, very quick about it, or he would really die. I could just tell by looking at him that his time was almost up. Can you carry him? Yeah, I could use your help getting him on my back, though. Atsuki, hang in there. We'll save you. As this was all going on, I just had that nagging feeling that I was forgetting something. Of course, Mitsuki. We had to go find her. We have to go after her. Oh my goodness, we have to go find her. We couldn't just leave her behind after all. Yuya, do you mind if I run downstairs and look for Mitsuki? If she wanders too far, she might. He didn't even get to say anything this time. His eyes told the whole story. Got it. I know I can trust you with this task, they said. Girl, he's saying I hope you die. And that was enough for me. I shot off down the hall like a bullet. I was determined to find Mitsuki and rejoin everyone en route. I hurried down the second floor. Mitsuki's voice is coming from even farther down. I have to keep going to the first floor ahead of the others. Is an earthquake gonna happen, I feel like. I feel like she's this way, maybe? I don't know. There's a corpse. How do feel beast? The writing is perfectly raised, making it hard to interpret what I might have said. Cabinet is locked. From the world of... Okay. There is letters scratched in the corner of the blackboard, seemingly with fingernails. Do not trust them. They will betray you. The one who volunteered to go will betray you most severely. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that. I don't think she's over here, but we're gonna look anyways. Uh-oh. There's a large hole in the floor here. It's too big to jump over. Well, that's great. That helps. Okay, let's go this way then. Probably over here. Maybe the exit? I have no idea. One way or another, we're going to make it out of this school, all of us together. Hold on. No, if I got this place mapped out right in my head, I was getting farther and farther away from where we heard this voice's way. I should go back. Maybe she's on the second wing then? Oh, yeah, she is. No? I keep running in circles like this. I'd never find her. I was in a state of panic, and I was allowing it to steer my path. Frustrated with confusion with myself for choosing to give up and head back empty-handed, I forced myself to stop and turn. I was going to do what I should have done in the first place, call out Mitsuki's name with everything I had in me and hope she responded. Where are you? We're all here. No answer. Just the cold, lonely sounds of rain and wind bearing down on this cold, depleted building. This may have been a fairly large school, but sound traveled well in here, and if she were anywhere in this hallway, I'm sure she would have heard me. And if she were just here only a few minutes ago, she definitely should have been around now. Could something have happened to her? Let's go to the second wing then. Stop stalling. Door leading out to the covered hallway is frozen in place. Right on. We just came from that way, so let's go this way. No, I got this place mapped out right in my mind, getting farther. Okay. Well, where is she then? You make me go back and forth. Hold on. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. What is that? Let's not look at it then. Oh my goodness. You scared of a ghost? Go up there. Nothing. There's literally nothing here. What do you want me to do? What the hell was that? What just appeared in front of me? From the looks of it, you're another victim dragged here against your will, no? Well, I'll tell you now, there's no escape from the school. There is nothing to be gained from here but despair, though if you got an iron will, you might be able to survive for a little while at least. Here, you should have this. It'll help you out with the wandering spirits at bay, though it only works once. So take it, get out of here and fight like hell. Stay alive as long as you possibly can. The spirit vanished, lying on the floor below where it had been was a gemstone. Specifically a violet-colored gemstone, probably an amethyst. They can use this to keep the wandering spirits at bay at one time, huh? I guess it meant the full-body ones, or it would have kept him at bay too. Either way, with this gem, I felt like I could actually get back to my friends safely. I was as hopeful as one could expect, all things considered. Acquired amethyst. Cool. Of course, he also said there was no escape from here, but also prerogative to believe that what I wanted to believe and ignore that I wanted to ignore. Okay, thank goodness. Alright. Nothing there. Okay. It appears to be a ghost of a young boy. Use the amethyst. Held the amethyst in front of me and approached the spirit. And he's gone, just like that. And incredibly, it actually worked. Both of the ghost and gem faded and disappeared. The stairwell is now free to be traversed. Amy, are you okay? There was like a ghost at the bottom of the stairs. Where's everyone else? Come on, we have to get Katsuga situated and get out of here. Amy's face absolutely rushed with tears, and she was shaking her head violently. She wanted to tell me something, but the words weren't coming. I had a really bad feeling about this. I ran past her to the bathrooms, where Katagama was being lifted onto Yuu's shoulders when I left. Why? Katagama was back on the floor, right where he set him down when this whole ordeal began. Why wasn't he on Yua's shoulders? What was going on? If I had an inkling, but I didn't want to believe it, so I pushed it out of my mind. Yua, what are you all still doing here? We need to get Katayama ready to go. He didn't make it. What? Right after you left, he let out a huge scream, and then he just went limp. No. I didn't know what else to say. A person had just died, and not some stranger, but a person I knew, a friend. It was the strangest feeling. I kept looking at him and thinking, is he really dead? Is this really what a person looks like when he dies? Seeing him like that drained every last bit of energy out of me. I felt my knees, surely defeated. He says he isn't moving from Katayama's side. So what are you supposed to do now? Emmy and I couldn't stay near the body. We'd gone down to the second floor where we picked a corner and just stood there, trying to recompose ourselves. You elected to stay with Yoya on the third floor, I guess to try and break him from his shock and help him put some distance between him and Katayama. None of this felt real, or maybe I just didn't want it to be real. It was a nightmare. It had to be. I'd just sit up in my bed and it would be all over. Why did this have to happen? I'm not waking up. I don't get it. I'm not waking up. I keep trying to tell myself that this is all just a dream, but my energy was waning again. I sank to the ground, landing on my knees. Emmy followed my lead and put an arm around me for comfort. A friend had just died. He just died. God, why? Emmy and I looked at each other. We both heard the footsteps coming from down the hall. It was too dark to make out who it was, but the glade was decidedly male. The two of us slowly and quietly rose to our feet, hid around the corner, and peeked out, both terrified and curious as to whom or what might see. There at the end of the hall, the figure finally came to view. It was a tallish man, steadily tear-tearing as he slowly strode towards us. It was Shimiya, drenched from head to toe. Emmy shot forward, intending to run toward him, but I grabbed her arm and held her back without even thinking about it. She turned and looked at me with a puzzled expression. I can't handle him. What? Don't tell me he did something to you. No. Thank goodness, at times like these, especially, we really need to keep each other in the loop about everything that happens. She looked back at me again, and she said this, staring right into my eyes, in an almost disciplinary manner. It was the perfect guilt stare. I couldn't help but succumb to it, feeling bad for not having filled her in about the Shima incident. Shima continues his slow, wet walk down the hall. Then all of a sudden, for no discernible reason, he suddenly fell forward, landing hard on his knees. Something was wrong about him, and while I loathed the man, I didn't want to see him suffer. Emmy and I were both poised to rush to his aid when other figures randomly began appearing all around him, figures of children, blue and ethereal, shimmering with their own light. What are they? We could barely even see Shinya from our vantage point anymore. His body was obscured almost completely by the backs of these ghost children. He wasn't moving, though it didn't seem like they were doing anything to him. But then he wasn't moving at all, which seemed to be highly suspicious. It occurred to me that maybe we should try to save him. I leaned forward. He was still in exactly the same position he had been when he fell to his knees. He literally hadn't moved at all. Was he unconscious? Emmy and I looked at one another and nodded. It was a silent signal to move forward and do whatever he could to help. Children vanished as we approached, revealing a horrific sight. Shimonda's stomach had been flayed wide open. He was dead. The knife he'd flung earlier was jutting from the wound. It was an almost ceremonial death, like that one of a samurai who'd thrown himself on his sword. No! Who are those children? How should I know? And they might still be nearby. It's horrible! Shimada! Yeah, who'd presumably rushed down to see what was wrong, calmly walked over to Shima's body. He was checking for signs of respiration or pulse. He turned back to face us again with a moment. He turned back to face us again a moment later, and his facial expression said it all. Shima really was dead. I was beginning to lose it. I just couldn't take any more of this. My friends and acquaintances were dying one by one. I guess I should say had died, but it didn't seem like it was over. Not by a long shot. This is bad. There's something in here with us. Something that's trying to kill us. He'll just do more than try. It had already succeeded twice over. I was scared. I was paranoid. I was shaking. I was crying and screaming inside. I was just afraid that something else might show up, and then it did. It was a little girl in a red dress standing between us and a third floor staircase. I couldn't make out the expression on her face through her bangs, but I could literally feel the hatred in her eyes as she stared into our souls. Then she turned and slid up the staircase into the third floor hallway. What's... Emmy was turned the other way, so she hadn't seen the girl at all. She eventually followed our gazes, but by that time the girl was gone. She looked confused. That particular operation looked a lot different from the other ghosts I'd seen, but there was still no doubt in my mind she was definitely a ghost. But what do we do about Aqua? We have to get him. We have to get him out of the school now. I'll go call him down. Wait. Yuya, I'll come with. It could be dangerous. Wait here. Dangerous? Well, that is the direction the girl in the red dress went. I guess Yuya didn't want me to be put in harm's way. I nodded to watch his back recede into the darkness as he chased after Emmy. Pull yourself together, Toko. You know what they say, no weapon can pierce a calm heart. So what's the most important thing right now? What was going on? Why was Emmy screaming? I could hear voices now. Emmy and Okuda were having a heated argument. That's not possible. We have to leave him and run. We'll get caught if we don't. No, we can't just leave him behind. We have to take him out to a hospital. But he's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. No, he's not. He can't be. Leave him and run? We'll get caught. That ghost girl must have been pursuing them. This is bad. I have to go help them. What the? Murderer! Katsuya's body was sprawled unceremoniously on the landing halfway up to the third floor, along with Atura. At the top of the stairs stood Emmy, and in front of her, Yua, with an imposing scowl on his face. Ooh, creepy. I didn't understand any of this. What had just happened? Emmy let out another scream and came running toward me down the stairs. Atura then seemed as if he'd fallen and broken his arm. He was lopsidedly crawling towards me. It was almost as if he were trying to distance himself from Yua. Murderer! Murderer! I ran to the base of the stairs to meet up with Emmy. I needed some sort of context here. Emmy, what happened? What's going on? Run away, you'll be killed! Kisame kicked him down the stairs out of the blue. What? I glanced up at Yuya, and his face was shrouded in darkness. I couldn't make out any expression at all. Akira seemed to have reached his breaking point. He shot to his feet and took off behind me toward the second floor as fast as he could. Yuya kicked Akira down the stairs. Why? Yuya, it's not true, is it? Slowly, he walked down to the landing. He was neither concerned nor scornful. His face was a blank state. As soon as he reached my level, he bent down and began fiddling with Katsuya's body, raising the arms and then letting them drop, wiping blood from the ears and nose, then looking at it as if studying a specimen under a microscope. What the hell? He was enjoying this. I finally got to see an emotion written clearly on his face, and it was elation? Elation. How was this not some crazy dream? Yuya, no! Tears began spilling from my eyes like water. I was shocked, confused, and I don't even know what else. Toko, get away from him, hurry! God, no! I mean, I found ourselves standing in front of the door to the school infirmary. Shoulda took the key and lost it, so this is no good. If we hide in a place like that, we'd be sitting ducks anyways. We need to go farther down, to the first floor. Poor girl was frantic. I can't say I blamed her, but, well, something about this whole situation just didn't feel right to me. I mean, I'm still not sure we need to run. What? I just don't believe Yua, kind sweet Yua, would be capable of something like that. But he really did kick him down the stairs. It happened! He kicked Okura? Okura? Oh my goodness. How can that possibly be true? Fine, do what you want then. I don't care anymore. With that, Emmy pushed me out of the way and ran past me toward the stairwell leading to the first floor. I have nothing more to say to you. You wouldn't believe me anyway, since you were so convinced I'm lying. And off she went. I was now separated from every one of my friends, but was I really in danger? I mean, I was, but from Yua? That just didn't seem right. Or more likely, I didn't want it to be. I wanted to believe that this was all just misunderstanding. My legs were shaking, my head was swimming, I was just stood there, unsure of where I should go or what I should do. And there he was, right behind me. And in his hands was shooting out his huge knife, the one that was last seen jutting from Shishimada's stomach, and it was still dripping with blood. This definitely made matters more complicated. How could I doubt Yua's guilt when he was holding something like that? Why did he even have it? How could he possibly bring himself to pull a knife from his friend's lifeless corpse? But I wasn't going to run. I turned around and braced myself. I opened my mouth, intent on discussing this rationally. If I ran away now, I felt like it would be all over. There'd be nothing left to say, no one left to trust. But what could I possibly say to him? Why did you do it? You, I can't believe you're capable of this. Why? Why did you have to do it? My body was still visibly shuddering and my voice was shaking. I'd unconsciously taken an accusatory tone with him, which was not at all what I wanted, but it was too late to take it back now. I hope he didn't notice, but he did. As soon as the word why slipped from my lips, his eyes gazed over. It was all left with warmth, compassion. I'd seen there was before it was tapped and drained, leaving behind nothing more than an empty container. You too, huh? You're the same as them. Then he just started muttering to himself and slowly walked right past me as if I weren't even there. Yuya, wait! What's in your hands? I thought I could put it to good use in a lot of ways. Stop this. Get rid of that thing. No, I couldn't let this go on. I grabbed him by the arm and just clung to him, putting my full weight on his body, keeping him from going any farther down the hallway. He was at a crossroads, about to walk down a path of no return, and I was going to lose the kind considerate Yuya I'd fallen for. Well, you fell for a fake, so sorry, buddy. Fortunately, the only tools I had at my disposal for stopping him were my feelings, and those weren't just going to be enough. Damn. I was so startled that it took me a moment before I even figured out what was happening. It's the same in here, you know. That was the first time in my entire life I'd ever been punched in the head, and he was putting everything he had into it. Getting killed by this school. I couldn't focus. My brain was still rattling inside my skull from the impact. Or getting killed by me. The world was spinning. I looked up at him with a spasmodic, twitchy, tear-filled eyes. There was no sign of remorse or compassion whatsoever. He looked like he was a feudal warrior clutching his sword and staring down at his enemy. So the area around my eyes was throbbing. It hurt so badly and felt so swollen and sore. I couldn't even imagine what it must have looked like. And he wasn't even done with me. He got closer and closer, grinning unnaturally as he raised his fist for a second strike. Let's test this out on you, shall we? You can be the first. I was running on pure instinct and adrenaline at this point. I shot to my feet and forced them to carry me to safety somewhere, anywhere. He was going to kill me. He was going to kill me. God. I feel something rattling around uncomfortably inside my mouth, so I spit it out into my hand. It was white, a single white tooth with blood-red highlights at its root. That maniac had actually knocked out one of my teeth. God, my tooth! He was there, just behind me. I panicked, tripping over my own feet, and stumbled to the ground on the landing between the first and second floor. I'd fallen on my backside, dropping my tooth on the ground next to me. I began slinking away from the encroaching figure of Yua Kizami. Save me, somebody, anybody, God, please. No, no! I was scooting backward across the floor, too, stiff, sore, and scared to stand, but then my hand brushed across something small and metallic, a key. Oh, it's a memory key that Shima had lost. I used my hand right over it. I was shaking so badly that I could barely work my fingers to get a grip. It was the most frustrating feeling in the world. In a few seconds, that felt like hours. I just kept trying in vain to pick up that damn key. Finally, I slipped my finger through the ring. I had it. This was my one and only chance. Scrambling to my feet, I somehow slipped past Yuga and ran back to the second floor as fast as I could. Force my shaky legs to carry me. I had the key. I could lock myself in. I could hide away in the infirmary. Kazuyama didn't pursue, not right away. He just stood there staring at the tooth I'd drop on the ground, staring intently as if trying to make out what he was seeing. Her tooth? What? Yuck. There didn't seem any way to lock the door from the inside. I needed to find a hiding place before Yua showed up. The corner of the room, under the bed, maybe? I was scanning every inch of the room quickly as possible, sizing my surroundings. My eyes stopped on one of the medicine shelves. Scissors. There were scissors in there. It felt like such a revelation, like the answer I was looking for. But what was I going to do with the scissors? Was I going to fight? Fight who? Yua. I wouldn't stand a chance. I decided to leave them there. I stepped back and crouched down behind the partitioning screen that was set up in the middle of the room. There was a ghost girl in a red dress coming. Arabe had run back to the bathrooms on the third floor to warn Ekra about an imminent threat that was approaching. Surprisingly, he was still crouched on the ground, cradling Katayama's lifeless head in his arms. And he was still stubbornly insistent that if we were to leave that spot, he'd have to carry Katayama with him. That's not possible. We have to leave him and run. We'll get caught if we don't. No, we can't just leave him behind. We have to take him to a hospital. Dude, you are the stupidest person ever, I swear. But he's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. He's not dead. He can't be. What a stubborn, foolish man. I'd enough decided I'd grip Katayama's down his arm and kick it down the stairs. It made one hell of a thud when it hit the landing, but he was already dead, so what did it matter? As long as it helped get Akira moving, I didn't care. See? Look, he's dead, so get your ass off that floor and run. Open your eyes, Katayama. Katayama's dead. We have to get out of here now. Kizuyami. Arabe was looking at me, and then at Katayama's body, and then back at me as if she couldn't make up her mind which was more interesting. But why was she looking at me? Did I have something on my face? Akira, on the other hand, was focused squarely on Katayama. He was trembling all over, but I thought he finally understood. Then he turned toward me. Murderer! Yelled like a madman and ran down the stairs toward his friend's body. He wasn't exactly in his right mind, however, so those last few steps didn't quite go as planned. He tripped and fell quite hard next to Katayama. What happened? What's going on? Murderer, who, me? I was the one who killed Katayama. Run away, you'll be killed. I see. In here, getting killed by the school and getting killed by me are one and the same. We're all going to die here either way, after all. There we go. That's the end. This is the end of the Book of Shadows. I'll probably play the other Quartz Party game later, at some point. I don't know when. I do have it on my Switch, so I can always play it on my Switch whenever I get my new Switch OLED. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this series, because I love Quartz Party. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone!